Humanity has always looked up at the sky. Thousands of years ago, people gazed at the moon, trying to understand its nature. For ancient civilizations, it was a god, a symbol, a mystery. No one could have imagined that one day a human would walk on its surface. Everything changed in the 20th century. After World War II, an era began that would later be called the space race. Two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, entered a struggle for dominance in space. That's when the real journey to the moon began. In 1957, the Soviet Union launched the first artificial satellite of Earth, Sputnik 1. It was a moment that changed the world forever. For the first time, a man-made object reached space. Just a few years later, in 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first human to travel into space. His famous "Let's go" became a symbol of a new era. But the ultimate goal was still ahead: the moon. The United States responded with the powerful Apollo program. It was one of the most ambitious missions in human history, to send a man to the moon and bring him safely back. And on July 20th, 1969, history changed forever. Neil Armstrong stepped onto the lunar surface and spoke words that became legendary. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Alongside him was Buzz Aldrin. Millions of people around the world watched the moment live. In the following years, the Apollo missions continued. In total, 12 humans walked on the moon. However, in 1972, the program ended. Interest in the moon faded, and focus shifted to orbital stations and deep space exploration. It seemed that humanity had left the moon behind, but it was only a pause before a new chapter. In the 21st century, interest in the moon returned with new force. Now, not only nations, but also private companies entered the stage. Technology became more powerful, more compact, and more accessible. Today, NASA is leading the Artemis program, a new mission to return humans to the moon. Unlike Apollo, the goal is no longer just landing, but establishing a permanent presence. Plans include building an orbital station around the moon as well as a base on its surface. Moreover, for the first time in history, a woman and international crews will be sent to the moon. Recent tests of new spacecraft and rockets have been successful. Missions are carried out step by step, first uncrewed flights, then crewed ones. And this is only the beginning. The moon is no longer the final destination. It is becoming a gateway. Scientists see it as a launch platform for missions to Mars and beyond, into deep space. But this time, everything is different. Before, missions to the moon were symbolic. Now, they are necessary. The moon holds resources that could change humanity's future. In its polar craters, water ice has been discovered, and where there is water, there is the possibility for life and long-term habitation. That is why major space powers have re-entered the race: Roscosmos, CNSA, and others. But now, new players have appeared. Private companies like SpaceX are creating technologies that once seemed impossible: reusable rockets, next-generation spacecraft, and super-heavy launch systems. And most importantly, this is no longer a one-time mission. This is the beginning of a new era. An era in which humans don't just visit the moon, they stay there. Imagine bases beneath the lunar surface, protected from radiation, solar power stations, people living and working far from Earth for months and eventually for years. But with opportunity comes risk. Space remains dangerous. Radiation, extreme temperatures, isolation, every step forward carries danger. And yet, humanity keeps moving forward, because stopping is no longer an option. And perhaps very soon, everything will change even more. Imagine decades passing, lunar bases become permanent. First research stations, then residential complexes, and eventually full settlements. Children are born there who have never seen Earth with their own eyes. For them, it is just a bright dot in the sky. And with that, humanity itself begins to change. Life in low gravity gradually reshapes the human body. And one day, it may happen that people born on the moon will not be able to return to Earth. This is no longer just exploration. This is a new branch of humanity. And then a question arises. Who will own the moon, its resources, its future? For now, it is said that the moon belongs to all humanity, but history shows where there are resources, there are conflicts. And yet, despite everything, we keep moving forward, because the desire to explore is part of human nature. We crossed oceans, we conquered continents, we reached the skies, and now we are leaving Earth behind. Once, it all began with a simple question: what's up there? Today, that question has changed. Now it sounds like this: what's next? And perhaps the answer is already close. Because right now, somewhere on a launch pad, a new mission is being prepared. A new crew, a new flight, a new step into the unknown. And when the rocket rises into the sky again, it won't just be a launch. It will be the continuation of a story in which humanity never stops, even when the path leads to places no one has ever been before.